Welcome, Amakhosi Network. Welcome to the channel. Today we're chatting about the Kaizer Chiefs starting lineup and also get into what Lance David said about Asavelebai and Osuna Polis. But before we get into that, please like, comment, and subscribe. But anyway, let's get into it, guys. So we know Nabi is playing. This coming his second game is coming against AmaZulu, which is tomorrow, and we're just gonna be discussing the starting lineup and who we think should be dropped. So let's go for it. So the first one, Ntwari, is probably gonna start. He was fumbling the ball in the previous game, but I still think at this moment he's probably the better keeper out of the four keepers that are there. So I think Ntwari he deserves a second chance until he's tested and we see what he's about. Left back Cross had a good game. I think if it's not broken, don't fix it. Left back Cross will start. Left centre back, we'll have Dudley. He will start that position. He also played a good game. Miguel will start. The one thing I'll say about Miguel, it's an observation, and yeah, you can crucify me because of it. But anyway, I'm waiting to see how comfortable Miguel is with the ball at his feet. So that is a part of me, that a part of his game I haven't really gotten to see properly, because it's a part of me that it's a part of his game that I just have to see a bit better, because as much as I saw glimpses of it in the first game, I feel like the first game, Murumo Gallants controlled so much more of the ball that I couldn't see if Miguel can play, how well he can play with the ball at feet to control the pace of the game, even from the back. But Miguel will start. Right back, Frosler. If it's not broken, don't fix it. Okay, this is where it gets a bit difficult, because Zwane didn't have a good game. So I don't know in DM if Nabi will continue at Zwane or if Blom is actually fit enough to start, because Zwane really didn't offer us too much in the middle. But yeah, that's a story for another day. But for me, if Nabi uses this game to prepare Blom for Sundowns, I think that would be a positive for Kaizer Chiefs. So Matt will most probably still keep his position because he had a good game on his side. So Matt will be there. But the problem is that Zwane position. Will Zwane continue? And is Zwane ready to face Sundowns? And if Zwane is not ready to face Sundowns, I think Nabi will go with the idea of playing Blom, who is a person who will most probably be more ready for Sundowns than Zwane is. I'm saying this because tomorrow's game is very important, because if Nabi feels Zwane is not ready, he has to play Blom, because Blom also has to get his match fitness and be ready for Sundowns for the weekend. There's that. So we'll see what he decides there. When it comes to left forward, that one is simple. We're not even going to touch that position. Usirino is starting. In terms of striker, I think Ranga Chivavero will still start there. In terms of number 10, Mdusha Balala will definitely still start there. And then here's the tough one, the right wing. The right wing is going to be a bit of a challenge, because, number one, Saile had a bad game. Actually, bad game is actually us being nice about it. Saile had a terrible game. As I said in the other video, Saile was seeing his own Mapopais. I don't think he was in this Kaizer Chiefs game. I don't even know what he contributed in that game, besides trying to act like he can play soccer. But you all know that I still feel like with good coaching, I think Saile has something that maybe a good coach can find from him. Maybe Nabi is still cooking Saile. We don't know. So the question is, will Nabi start Saile, or will Nabi start Ashley Dupree and then make Mfundo Vilagazis come on as as a substitute? Or will Nabi take a risk on Mfundo and start Mfundo Vilagazi? But because of his comment saying he wants to protect Mfundo Vilagazi, I'm worried that Mfundo won't start that game. So we will see what happens against AmaZulu. But that is what I think the starting 11 will be. You guys let me know what you guys think the starting 11 will be. But other than that, let's chat about Lance Davis. Lance Davis basically said Kaizer Chiefs did everything it could to sign Velibai and to sign Osunapolis. Let's start with Velibai. Lance Davis said Kaizer Chiefs, the price that Kaizer Chiefs are offered for Velibai, because Lance Davis is Velibai's agent, said the price that Kaizer Chiefs offered for Velibai was actually a good offer. The offer was 5 million for the player, some additional players they were going to, I guess, give or loan some players to Cape Town Spurs, and they also had a few add-ons in the deal, for example, performance bonuses and all of those things. And Cape Town Spurs still rejected because Cape Town Spurs believed that Velibai is worth 10 million. That is what Lance Davis said. Lance Davis said Cape Town Spurs believe that Velibai is worth 10 million. And the thing is that Lance Davis said, how can Cape Town Spurs think that Velibai, who has not done anything in his career, should be valued the same as Osunapolis, because we've heard that Osunapolis is also between 10 to 12 million. It's like Osunapolis is in Bafana. Osunapolis has done well for Polokwane City and everything. Velibai hasn't done anything like that for Cape Town Spurs, and Cape Town Spurs even got relegated. So that's why he was saying he doesn't understand how Cape Town Spurs valued the player, but he feels Kaizer Chiefs actually offered a fair deal, and he doesn't know what's happening with Cape Town Spurs because Cape Town Spurs deal isn't really real. And what he said is, what's worse is that Cape Town Spurs has now made Velibai a captain, which probably means that they're going to increase his transfer price by an additional 1 million, meaning that Velibai will probably cost about 11 million by the end of season or in Jan. And why he's saying that is difficult is that you can't price him the same as Osunapolis, who's been a star, who's wanted in North Africa, who is helping Bafana. You cannot value him the same as Osunapolis. So that's what they are saying there. And then and to some extent, I actually agree with him, because we all know that money is just too small. It's too much. You can't offer 10 million to sign someone who has not done anything and hasn't proven anything to anyone. He's just had a few good games, but now you want to think a few good games means a player's worth 10 million. But anyway, and apparently he desperately wanted to join Kaizer Chiefs, but yeah, it is what it is. If you sign a contract, sometimes you have to live with what that contract means. And then Osunapolis, he says basically there were a number of teams that wanted him. Esperance wanted him. Some other team from, I think Morocco also wanted him. They said Sundowns also tried to make a bid for him. And also Kaizer Chiefs. He says Kaizer Chiefs actually was there from the beginning. They were sending offers. They were doing everything they could. But for whatever reason, the Polokwane City owner just did not. They said he disappeared in a lot of conversations. I don't know what that means. If the guy just showed he was just playing hard to get, I don't know. They just said he just didn't respond. They could never get a hold of him. The deals were there. Kaizer Chiefs on the final day, the deal was there. But they just never got a reply from Polokwane City's owner. And they say what created Police not to go to Chiefs is because the Polokwane City team wanted Chiefs to give Polokwane City all the money direct from day one. So, for example, if Chiefs was going to pay 10 million for Osunapolis, Polokwane City wanted 10 million on that day to be like, when we sign Opolis, give me that 10 million. But Chiefs couldn't do the deal that way because they don't have that kind of cash flow or whatever the case may be. They wanted to do maybe installments or add-ons or whatever the case may be. So that is the Osunapolis story. That is the Velibai story. Now we've put it to bed. These players are not Kaizer Chiefs players. These players will probably never be Kaizer Chiefs players just because of how the owners are managing these players. So anyway, that's all we have for today. Amakhosi for life.